And just like that, the fall 2018 semester has flown on by. Today was the last day of school. We've been out of school for about an hour and a half. We had half day all week, and it's Thursday. We don't have school tomorrow. I had 7th period and 8th period today. 7th period we took our finals. Well, all my pre-AP classes we took finals in the library, and then I came back here for my 8th period because it's a smaller class size. I only have 8 students for the dual credit. And they also took their final. Many of them did well. And so I was happy about that because at the very beginning of the school year, they didn't start off too strong. But I think I told them, like once I told them that their grades, each grading period would be whatever they had at that time in the college course, I think that caused them to, start studying and working together a little bit more. And so several students actually got A's, so that was a great thing. I was doing grade changes for them because I did tell them, like, whatever they had for the course at the end of the semester, I would go back and change their grades to reflect the course grade that they got in through UT. So I had to do that. I also had to do grade changes for the third 6 weeks based on how students performed on certain standards on the final. So 7th period, I had to do that during 8th period because they had taken their final first. So I had to go through I had to go through their final to see what they made. I had to put that into the grade book. Then I had to go through and see like where at on the final, what skill I needed to change into what. So it was work involved there. But I was able to get all grades submitted by 2 p.m. It's interesting because I do have some students that, they had a lot of low scores, and I don't know if this is just learned behavior or people are telling them to go ask for extra credit or extra points to make them eligible for their particular program or sport. So that's a little bit just, concerning to me that students do that and they wait to the very end. Is there anything that I can do to raise my grade? Let's look at your grades. You have all these low scores and you're coming in the final hour to try to salvage your grade, or you want me to give you points to make you eligible. Sorry, I can't do that. Especially given the fact that I've told students repeatedly, like, I will do grade changes based on, like, if you can show me proficiency mastery of a standard, anytime we're doing it in class, and if it was the last grading period, I will change a grade or your final. So like if you weren't able to come in for reassessment at any point, you have your final to demonstrate that. And there were several students that did it, like they did really well, and so I went back and they ended up getting A's because I have to put a percentage grade in, so they ended up getting A's. And then I had some students that weren't able to do it, and some students that just they bombed the final, but they still wanted to get those extra points. And I'm not gonna say too much about this, but it was also a little bit frustrating because I feel like I make myself available for people to come speak with me. And early on in the school year, like I sent out emails and it's like, hey, I'm doing standards-based grading. Here's a copy of the syllabus. Here's how this works. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And they'll find out that people just like completely bypass me and go to the higher ups and tell them that they've spoken with me when I've never spoken with said individuals. It's a bit frustrating. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not gonna go into too much other detail. And not that like I was in trouble or anything, but it's just, the amount of hours that I put into helping the students and the amount of hours that, like I create the videos and do grade changes, when many of the students will say like, no, my other teachers don't do that. Like I will literally change grades from the first 6 weeks if a student can show me like, hey, I can finally do the skill that we learned the first 6 weeks. It took me all this time, but I can do it now. Okay, I'll go back and change. So just for people not to come and speak with me to see how we can work together to help the students be more successful is frustrating, especially at a campus like ours where, research has shown that students sometimes they're not as prepared as they could be when they go off to college, and it's a shock to them. Because they're like, oh my God, I'm not, I was an A student, high school, and now I get to college, and I'm, floundering. To end here, I have vlogged since June 2017. All last school year, I vlogged daily. I'm gonna still vlog, and that's not where I'm going with this, but I am going to take a break. So I'm taking my winter break from teaching, and I'm also gonna take a break from doing the vlog because it's just, I found myself like it was one more thing that I was doing. Last school year, vlogging every single day just burned me out with all my classes, and I realized that was taking away from me being a more effective teacher. And not that it was taking away from me being an effective teacher this year. It's just, oh, like my weekend was coming and I was tired, and then I realized, oh, I need to edit my vlog and put it together. And that's why I stopped with the whole music and editing all the time, because it just was taking so much time away from what I was doing here. But I will be back in January when we come back, and so I just need a break for myself, to collect myself, to rest, and not have to stress about anything else. So until then, I will be back in January 2019. Do me a favor, if there was anything about this video that you liked, then make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and or share the video. If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe so that way you can bond with James. As always, thanks for watching. Bye.